I'm God's favorite. All right, I'm God's favorite. I'm God's favorite. I am the favorite of the Lord. I want to just get that clear. Here we go. Here we go. When we begin to talk about favor and the word favor, we're talking about God's imperfect or God's perfect hand on our imperfect situations. How many of you all can attest that you have some imperfect situations in your life? Even if it's not right now, you know what it's like for your situation or for your life to be imperfect. When we begin to talk about God's favor, what we're saying is this, that in spite of our imperfections, God still chooses to put his perfect hand on our lives and bless everything that we do. What I love about God is this, is that God does not reserve his blessings for my perfection, but rather he blesses me in spite of me. He keeps us in spite of us. He does miracles outside of who we are because, truth be told, you would never be good enough to really receive the blessing of the Lord. But thanks be to God that in spite of every one of our situations, he still chose to do his perfect will in our lives. And when we say that we're surrounded by the favor of God, it does not mean that people always like us, but it means that God loves us. God, aren't you glad that even when people don't like you, the love of God is still broad concerning your life? Aren't you glad that when people talk about you and ridicule you and call you everything but a child of God, when God's favor is on your life, it does not matter what people say, it does not matter what people do, it does not matter how they may act towards you, but you can stand boldly and say, in spite of how you may treat me, I'm still favored of the Lord. You may talk about me like a dirty dog, but God's hand is still on my life, and as long as the hand of God is working for me, God can open doors that no man can shut. God can make a path in the sea. He can make ways out of no way. He can do anything that he desires to do. And when the favor of the Lord is on your life, you don't have to beg people to like you. God's favor will give you what you need. I've made up my mind that I ain't begging nobody else to like me another day of my life. If you like me, fine. If you don't like me, I'm okay with that too. But at the end of the day, with God's favor will give me more than people ever could any day of the week. This is what Solomon says about favor. He says, the favor of the Lord is more precious than rubies and stones. Look, you can have money, but if you don't have favor, your money's gonna run out sooner or later. If you have favor, God will give you everything you need without the money. He'll give you everything you need without the credit. He'll give you everything you need without the people, because favor is not fair, but favor is for God's favorites. And I don't know about anybody else, but I'm a favorite of God. Oh, God loves me in spite of me. God cares about me in spite of anything I've done. So, what we find